Hello everyone. In today's video, we'll learn about types of vouchers. So in the previous video, we had learned about what is a voucher and what are the what is the importance of vouchers. Okay. So why do we need vouchers? We have learned in the previous video, and we have learned two types of vouchers, that is internal vouchers and external vouchers. Now today we'll learn about types of vouchers. Okay, other than internal and external vouchers, there are other types as well. Okay, so first of all, we'll revise what was internal voucher and what was external voucher. So internal voucher is given when there is no proof. Okay, or when there is no proof that can be given. Okay, so for example, if you want to go somewhere through a rickshaw, like buy a rickshaw, so that rickshaw wala will not give you all the bill. Okay, so what does he do? He records in his books. Okay, that today I received 30 rupees. I went to so and so place to drop a customer. Okay, so he will record this in his books of accounts. So this is called internal vouchers. Why? Because he cannot keep a proof. He cannot give a bill to every customer. Okay, because he has so many customers in a day. Now, second type is external voucher, which we had seen, like when there is a proof, when a proof can be given. Okay, for example, you go to a mall, so there you get a bill, a printed bill to be precise. Okay, so that is called external voucher. Okay, then third type of voucher is cash voucher. So cash voucher is given when there is a cash transaction. Okay, so in other words, when there is actual transaction, like you can see the money. Okay, when you pay the actual money in hand. Okay, you are using notes and coins, so that is called cash. Okay, so when there is a cash transaction, the voucher in which this transaction is recorded is called as a cash voucher. Okay, then there is bank voucher. So bank voucher, you must have understood with by the name itself, that when there is a bank transaction, for example, like say net banking or anything like that. Okay, or you pay money using your debit card or credit card, so that is called a bank transaction. And this bank transaction, uh, when this bank transaction is recorded in a voucher, that voucher is called as a bank voucher. Okay, now there's sales voucher. Now sales voucher is given when there's sales. Okay, these sales can be cash sales or credit sales. cash Cash sales are when the money is paid immediately. Okay, for example, you go to a stationery shop and you buy a pen, तो पेन का 10 रुपया वो that you will pay immediately. Okay, so that is called a cash transaction. Okay, and for the shopkeeper, you have the shopkeeper has sold the pen. Okay, so that is a cash transaction, cash sale. So that can be also recorded in the sales voucher. And when there is a credit sales, बाद में पैसा दूंगा, that sales that will also be recorded in sales voucher as well. Okay, purchase voucher, same thing. When there are purchases and you receive the bill. Okay, here also both cash and credit purchases both are recorded. Okay, now for example, if you go in a stationery shop, as I said, उधर आपने 10 रुपए का पेन लिया, so the shopkeeper gives you a bill. Okay, तो 10 रुपए के पेन में, for the shopkeeper it is a sales voucher, for you it is a purchase voucher. Okay, अभी आपने 10 रुपए immediately pay किया, that's why it's called a cash transaction. So that same voucher will be called as a cash voucher as well. Okay, if you had paid that 10 rupees to Paytm or anything, nowadays no one carries cash and all. Okay, so if you suppose you paid the 10 rupees through Paytm or any online Google Pay or anything, then it is called as a bank voucher. Okay, now there is something else called a tax invoice. Now this invoice is basically a bill only. Okay, but here by the name you can recognize that tax मतलब this in this case it is GST. अभी GST में there are four types. CGST, that is central GST, which is collected by the central government. Okay, HGST, that is by the state government. Okay, अभी महाराष्ट्र में महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट कलेक्ट करेगा, केरला में केरला का गवर्नमेंट कलेक्ट करेगा. Okay, IGST is integrated GST, that is when there are interstate transactions. महाराष्ट्र में से गुड्स गया दिल्ली में, या फिर महाराष्ट्र में से गुड्स गया इन पंजाब. ओके, सो that is interstate, स्टेट के बाहर हुआ है, so that is IGST. UTGST, when there is a union territory involved. Okay, for example, as I said, Delhi, Puducherry also includes in that only, same thing. Okay, so UTGST will be in case of union territories. Okay, so when there is a tax invoice, tax भी included होता है वो bill में. Okay, for example, I go to a restaurant with my friend, suppose. Okay, so उधर हमने खाना खाया. Okay, and आफ्टर ईटिंग द फूड, ओके, हम लोग का 200 रुपए का बिल हो गया. 200 रुपए पे जीएसटी लगा, तो बिल में 200 रुपए भी आएगा और वो जीएसटी भी लिखेगा. जो रेस्टोरेंट का बिल रहेगा उसमें दोनों भी लिखे रहेंगे. द मेन अमाउंट 200 रुपए का खाना था, 200 रुपया, एंड जीएसटी लगा उस पर 5%. सो 5% भी लिख के आएगा वो बिल में. सो this type of bill is called a tax invoice. Okay, now credit memo. So credit memo is also called as an invoice or bill. Okay, abhi this is same as sales voucher or purchase voucher, but sales voucher and purchase voucher, both the transactions, that is cash and credit, both the transactions are written. Credit memo में only credit transactions will be recorded. Now that credit transaction, okay, जो भी वो बिल में लिख के आएगा सेलर के लिए, that will be called as an outward invoice. For the buyer it will be called as an inward invoice. Suppose I went to a electronic shop. Okay, उधर से I bought a fridge, refrigerator. Okay, so refrigerator अभी मेरे पास इतना पैसा नहीं था, मेरे पास सिर्फ 25,000 थे. बट इलेक्ट्रॉनिक शॉप उधर जो फ्रिज था वो 40,000 का था. ओके, अभी मैंने बोला मैं 15,000 बाद में दूंगी, अगले महीने मेरी सैलरी आएगी, आई विल गिव दैट. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन विल बी रिकॉर्डेड इन अ क्रेडिट मेमो. अभी इधर सेलर कौन है? द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक शॉप. तो फॉर द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक शॉप दिस ट्रांजैक्शन, दैट बिल विच द सेलर विल गिव मी, दैट बिल will be called as an outward invoice. अभी outward क्यों? क्योंकि उसके दुकान से that refrigerator is going out. Okay, तो for him it is a sales, therefore it is called as an outward invoice. और मेरे लिए I bought the fridge, right? So I am the buyer. So मेरे लिए that fridge, that voucher will be called as inward invoice. Why? Because I am receiving the goods, that is the fridge. Okay, so you all understand, credit memo only records credit transactions. Okay, credit sales या फिर credit purchases. Okay, and for the seller it is called as outward invoice. For the buyer it is called as an inward invoice. Only this is there in credit memo, nothing to get confused. अभी सेल्स वाउचर एंड परचेस वाउचर दोनों में कैश एंड क्रेडिट सेल्स, क्रेडिट परचेसेस दोनों रिकॉर्ड होते हैं. इधर ओनली क्रेडिट ट्रांजैक्शन रिकॉर्ड. कैश ट्रांजैक्शन हुआ या फिर बैंक ट्रांजैक्शन हुआ, सो दैट विल नॉट कम इन क्रेडिट मेमो. ओके, दिस मच यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. अभी लास्ट टू टाइप्स, रिसीट. रिसीट इज क्रेडिट बेस्ड एंड पेमेंट विल बी रिसीव्ड ऑन अ फ्यूचर डेट. अभी दिस इज also a voucher. Okay, suppose I gave some money to my friend on credit basis. Okay, so my friend said this much rupees I will pay you in the future, on the future date. Okay, so अभी के लिए it is just she has promised me in reality she hasn't paid me the money, therefore I haven't received the money in reality, but I am going to receive that. So that is called a receipt. Okay, so payment will be received on a future date. अभी मेरे लिए future date मतलब कभी आएगा, अगले महीने. So for now, till I receive the payment, it is called as receipt. अभी जब भी मैं real में when I will receive, that will be called as an income. Okay, and the last type, which we'll study in detail in the next video, I'll just explain it in short. You all already know this. Okay, this is called a check, and check is given in case of bank transaction. Okay, and when payment needs to be done, okay, legal evidence of payment. Now I have to pay money to someone. Okay, so what I do, I want to do a bank transaction. Okay, so that bank transaction, I'll write a check, I'll sign it. Okay, cross check, bearer check, that I will tell you all later in the next video. Okay, I do all the necessary things. I write the date, I write the amount, I write the payee name, okay, to whom I have to pay. Everything I wrote, so that will be called as a check. Now that check I will go in the bank. Okay, respective बैंक जो भी पे का बैंक रहेगा उधर I will go, I will deposit the check. Okay, उधर I will tell I have to pay this much money to so and so account number. Okay, so that is called a check. What does it do? It acts as a legal evidence of payment. अभी कल को to whom I paid, suppose I paid my money to ABC person. अभी वो ABC person tomorrow he cannot come and say that Anandita didn't pay me the money. If he does so, I can say that I had given the check to the bank. Okay, तो बैंक वाले में जाके मैं जाके उधर बोलूंगी कि चेक दे दो, I paid this and this money. Okay, so that will act as a legal evidence. So ABC person cannot lie to me that you didn't pay me the money. You have to pay me the money. ऐसा नहीं बोल सकता वो. Okay. So I hope you all have understood this. In the next video, we'll learn more about checks. Okay, what are checks? Why is it required? What are the different types of checks? Okay. So thanks for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe.